You'll need to take cover right now because Drake's beef with half of the industry is getting messier and messier as the days go by. At first, we thought it was just his beef with Metro Boomin and Future, but then Kanye West jumped into the drama and shaded Drake. Next, Kendrick Lamar got involved and dropped some of the craziest diss tracks we've heard in a long time in the hip-hop industry. But his beef with The Weeknd has to be the craziest one right now. Sure, Kendrick exposed him and dragged him for filth, but The Weeknd allegedly took it a step further and put out a hit on Drake. Yeah, I know The Weeknd is a quiet guy and lives a low-key, private life, but everyone knows it's the quiet ones you've really got to watch out for because they're the most dangerous. If you're wondering why on earth The Weeknd would possibly want to put out a hit on Drake, it's because Drake allegedly put out a hit on someone from The Weeknd's team a few weeks ago. And if you're wondering why Drake would do that, it's because Drake and The Weeknd have beef, not just them alone, but their entire labels. I'm talking about OVO and EXO having beef with each other. For those who don't know the tea, Drake and The Weeknd go way back. In fact, when The Weeknd was just starting out in the industry, Drake was one of the first people who showed an interest in signing him. Everyone could see that The Weeknd was a bunch of talent and would make it big in the industry. Actually, it was Drake's friend and collaborator, 40, who first met The Weeknd and then introduced him to Drake. Drake was interested in signing The Weeknd to his record label, OVO Records, so he and 40 took The Weeknd under their wing, even though they didn't sign him immediately. However, they continued to work together, and Drake helped to groom The Weeknd's career. The Weeknd played a very important part in Drake's 2011 album, Take Care, helping write at least 4 songs on the album. The crazy part is that for the longest time, Drake didn't really give The Weeknd full credit for his work on the album. In fact, we didn't know just how much The Weeknd contributed to the album until a couple of years ago when Drake finally acknowledged it. Forced to give The Weeknd the credit he deserved, Drake and The Weeknd continued to do their thing. At this point, Drake was already talking about signing The Weeknd to the OVO label because he knew The Weeknd was going to make him millions of dollars. But as it turns out, The Weeknd was quite smart, keeping his eyes open and watching how things worked at OVO. He noticed that none of the artists Drake signed achieved mainstream popularity or were successful with their careers. This is a pretty common phenomenon when you sign with an artist who has an active career of their own. Juggling a career is hard enough, but juggling a career while trying to build a career for a mentee is very difficult, and very few have managed to do that successfully. For example, look at Beyoncé. She has her own label and has signed many artists, but apart from the Bailey sisters, none of Beyoncé's signees are successful. Even with the Bailey sisters, their music isn't selling as it should. For instance, Chloe's debut album only sold 10,000 copies in the first week and peaked at number 119 on the Billboard 200, which is low for an artist with Beyoncé's backing. Although Hal's solo songs are quite popular, she doesn't have a solo song on the main Billboard Hot 100 chart yet. She has some entries on other Billboard charts, just not the major ones. This is odd, considering she has a large following on social media and is quite popular. However, being signed to Beyoncé, who is an active artist with her own career to focus on, means the Bailey sisters can't get the support they need. The Weeknd knew this could happen to him with Drake and OVO, so he decided not to sign with OVO. Instead, he signed with Republic Records in 2012 and was able to grow his career. Drake was salty over this because he believed The Weeknd owed him for the free publicity he gave him early on in his career. Shortly after it was announced that The Weeknd was joining Republic, Drake tweeted, "You won't get away with just a thank you. You owe me a favor." This tweet came days after The Weeknd publicly thanked Drake for helping him with his career, saying, Please make some noise for my mentor, my brother, and my friend Drizzy. Drake was not pleased with this because he was banking on making millions of dollars from the Weeknd. He then decided to act petty. When the Weeknd broke up with his girlfriend, Bella Hadid, Drake immediately made moves on Bella, and there were rumors of them dating at one point. It was clear that he was only after Bella to get the Weeknd's attention, and he even made a song about the situation called Finesse. In the song, Drake said, "I want my baby to have your eyes. I'm going against my own advice. Should I do New York? I can't decide. Fashion Week is more your thing than mine. I can't even lie, I'd rather stay inside." The Weeknd caught this shade and replied in the song of Lost in the Fire, where he threw some serious shade at Drake, saying, "And I just want a baby with the right one, 'cause I could never be the one to hide one." This was clearly a dig at the fact that Drake hid his son Adam as from the world, and only admitted it because Pusha T outed him during their beef. Although they pretended to be on good terms, their feud continued. If you've been tuned into the gossip, you'll know these two have been acting super shady toward each other for years. It eventually blew up a couple of weeks ago when the Weeknd jumped on the album We Still Don't Trust You with A$AP Rocky, Metro Boomin, and Future. The wild thing is that all four of them have beef with Drake. According to Metro, Drake tried to block the song from getting released. Metro tweeted, "I'm lame, but the first week after like that you tried to block it on the radio. I've been sitting on this email for a month now, but was sparing you. Oh, you ain't like that record." He also hinted that he has some heavy tea on Drake, saying, "Now go make another song." Tell them more lies, cause we both know you can't tell everyone why I don't asterisk with you. That wouldn't be a good look either for you, so I'ma spare us both. On the song All to Myself, the Weeknd hinted that Drake allegedly tried to give him a very bad contract when he wanted to sign him to OVO back in the day. He said, "Look at how we moving, baby. They could never diss my brothers, baby, when they got leaks in their operation. I thank God that I never signed my life away, and we never do the big talk." Not long after this track dropped, there was a mysterious shooting at the home of the Weeknd's manager, Cash. Anyone who knows the Weeknd knows Cash, as they go way back. Although Cash wasn't hurt, a security guard was hit and rushed to the hospital. The police released a statement saying, the victim, male, black, 37 years old, was inside a guard shack when he heard several shots and discovered he had been struck. The suspects, 3 males with no further details, fled from the location. LAFD responded and transported the victim to a local hospital in unknown condition. 17,500 block of Jaden Lane, row 1067, April 29, 2024, at 2:25 hours. It was referred to as a home invasion, but the streets believe it wasn't an ordinary invasion, but an ordered hit.
Breaking news, a security guard has been shot in Encino, and we now know the home has ties to the artist The Weeknd. Scott Reif live in Air 7 HD with details. Scott.
Yep, Rachel, this is the home in question. Now, you see the emblem there on the basketball court. That's a record label of The Weeknd. And then you see the guard shack. You see a chair that's toppled over. And then you see what appear to be evidence markers. Those could be shell casings. We don't know for sure. We can't tell with our camera. But we can tell they're investigating in the back of the home. LAPD officers are here. About 2:45 this morning, there was a security guard was transported. Condition is unknown, so it's unclear right now if the security guard was shot during some sort of attempted robbery or burglary into the home, or if that security guard had been targeted here. We'll open up a little bit out and show you. It's reportedly a $12 million home that is believed to be owned by a music industry executive with ties to The Weeknd.
Less than 2 weeks later, Drake's house in Toronto was hit in what is being referred to as a drive-by. Interestingly, a security guard was also hit, similar to what happened on the Weeknd's turf. It's kind of an eye-for-an-eye situation. At first, people pointed fingers at Kendrick Lamar, accusing him of being behind the hit. To be fair, this wasn't a wild allegation, as Drake and Kendrick are currently in the middle of one of the hottest and nastiest rap beefs in recent times.
Police confirming a shooting occurred outside the home of Canadian rapper Drake in Toronto. This happening overnight in the wake of an escalating beef between Drake and hip-hop star Kendrick Lamar. This is the scene outside of Drake's home in the city's Bridle Path neighborhood, courtesy of our CTV News chopper. Police say a man sustained serious injuries after outside that home and was taken to hospital. Police also say a suspect fled in a vehicle, but no description has been released. So far, there's no word on whether Drake was at home at the time of, but we understand from police that he has offered to fully cooperate.
However, it was quickly proven that Kendrick knew nothing about the beef, and all fingers immediately pointed to the Weeknd as seeking revenge for the situation at Cash's house. It looks like Drake knows this as well, because word on the street is that he is allegedly in talks with his lawyers to file a lawsuit against the Weeknd and push the police to file criminal charges against him. The Weeknd is not having this and has allegedly sent a warning to Drake to keep quiet or face dire consequences. Rumors suggest that there's more to come, and unless Drake keeps his mouth shut and behaves, he's going to find out just how gangster the Weeknd can be. Like I said, it's the quiet ones you have to watch out for. Fans have been commenting on the situation.
Fans commented, "The funniest thing about this UMG situation, Drake and Kendrick is over, but a bigger storm may be cooking up with Drake and The Weeknd. And it's going to be 10 times more damaging since they not only on the same parent company, but they on the same subsidiary."
Drake versus Kendrick is one thing, but Drake versus The Weeknd is where it gets truly messy. What if the person Drake should be most scared of is The Weeknd? Crazy plot twist. Anyway, let me know how y'all feel about this drama in the comments. Then check out this next video.